Hello, and welcome back to Therapist Plays Omori. We just finished our first discussion on the topic of internal family systems, which I do think we're going to return to the more we learn about the relationship between Omori and Sunny. And even beyond the therapeutic practice of IFS, what I really like about it is this shift away from talking about the parts of yourself you don't like as that's the part of me I hate because I get so cynical. I get so defensive. I hate that part of me that, wastes time and doesn't know how to be productive. I'm trying to move away from that kind of language to a view of the self that says, what does this part of me actually want? What is it trying to accomplish? Can I view it as trying to fulfill some need for me that I don't agree with the method? I don't agree that wasting my own time doom scrolling is a healthy or a good method of providing me with some kind of relief from tension or relief from stress. I don't like that that's the way it's going about it, but can I look at that and say, oh, that part of me is trying to protect me from stress? And can I empathize with that? Can I see it as trying to do something good and disagreeing with how it's going about it? And when you empathize with that part of yourself, you can learn more about what that need is, right? If distraction and procrastination are a way of protecting us from stress, then that tells us what we need to substitute in some other way. Rather than just starting from that point of, oh, I've just been so lazy lately. What a piece of shit I am. I'm bad. I'll never be good. Just going down that route, you're never going to learn what you really need, what kind of work you need to do. And you certainly won't be as motivated to do it. So it's about looking at every part of us and trying to empathize. Because I don't want to go through the rest of this experience in Omori and try to see him as a character as completely antithetical to the goals of Sunny. If we assume that the goal is self-preservation, some kind of protection of self, then we can see that the way Omori is going about that is by creating a world that's full of, Sunny's best memories and pleasant fictionalizations of everything that he's scared of. It's actually a very noble, part of Sunny that is doing this. The risk is that Sunny sort of succumbs to this being the default. When we recognize that a part of us is doing something to protect us, we can still ask, but is this what we want? Is this healthy? Probably not. It's probably not healthy for Sunny to disappear into Omori land of headspace, right? Because we don't really live here. And as much as we might get comfort from the relationships Omori has, they're not Sunny's relationships. Sunny's relationships, at least these ones, they are different. And it's a difficult thing to accept, but the path to healing is not in denial. It's not an avoidance or escapism. We can empathize with the pursuit of escapism as a way to avoid the extreme trauma of reality, and then try to communicate in a way from Sunny to Omori this confidence that we don't need this artificial memory land to cope with this. We're going to cope with it another way in reality. I don't know how that's going to play out though. I've talked about how the social support system for these kids, especially Sunny, does not seem very robust. I mean, he's got Kel. Kel's a great friend, great kid, very trustworthy. But mom's not around. We don't know if that's temporary or not. I don't know where Omori's cat is. The cat seems to be in headspace, but not. We haven't seen the cat in real life. That's a big part of my my support network. Why don't we see the cat, actually? It's a good question. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of odd that mom and the cat and everything are not around. Like, it's a bit questionable of mom to leave their shut-in child home by themselves 3 days before moving. I don't know. It's kind of concerning to me. So I don't see like the healthy substitutes that we're going to convince Omori, the part of us that is retreating from trauma, that we're going to be okay without all this. Like we haven't seen those emerge. And maybe that comes into play if and when we start to like redevelop our connection to present Aubrey, present Kel, present Hero. And I would even say a connection with Mari. You know, just because you lose someone doesn't mean you have to stop developing your relationship with them. At least I don't think so. I think a part of grief can be realizing that your relationship with them can never be what it was, but you can still talk with them. I think if you hold a clear enough image of them in your mind, you know how they respond. You can still have new memories with them. When little Sonny Brady goes off to college and, you know, in his heart or mind or in some spiritual sense, like, lets his big sister know that, like, that's a new memory. Today I told my sister that I'm proud of myself for doing something new. You can still have that. It's different. It's not the same as having them really there, but yeah, I think that you can continue to develop your relationship with people you've lost. It just won't be the same. And so I think that's probably the way out for little Sonny Brady, as far as we see it. Just chose the wrong day to be wearing black. All this cat hair. I have a white cat and a gray cat. It's really not great for dark clothes. So that's my view of Omori right now. He's not a dark part of us. He's not like a evil part of us. He's a part of us that has shown up to try to meet a need for Sonny that Sonny can't do himself right now. Because he needs more help first. And we're going to give him that help. But first we got to get to slashing all these spider webs. That's one of Sonny's real needs. He's just not a good slasher. That's what Omori really does for us. All right, we've collected a couple pieces of the railroad track. Got another one to put in right there. You slash up this potted plant. Got 33 clams from the pot. Take it. I'll take it. What's this? Can I go over there? Ooh, yes I can. Slash up that web. What? Too strong to be cut. What, is my blade not shiny enough? Dang, the sharpness. What about this one? Oh my god. What? What? Why is the cat a spider? No. I can slash him out. Okay. We're safe. What in the fuck? That's little Mio. What the heck? Why? Whoops. Okay, I won't leave you. Can I leave just one of them? I just want to see what they say. That's fun. What is this? What is going on here? I guess I just have to outrun the spider cat. Okay. There's another spider cat. Okay, the lanterns, candles sort of stave them off. Momentarily. Shit! So that actually does raise some questions and concerns. Because this is our headspace, right? Why is the cat like dangerous? And there were so many cats in the journal. They were like surrounding us, and there was like a cat who was like feeding us something in bed. That was kind of strange as well. Got a tail. So like, what does Omori really think, or Sunny think about the cat? Why isn't there a cat in Sunny's life? Oh my god, it's Basil! Magical bean. What the heck is all this? Daddy Longlegs. Welcome to the Lost Forest, where you find things you never knew were lost in the first place. Or perhaps they're forgotten for a reason. Okay. Maybe Hero can smooth this over. Okay, maybe not. Okay. Why would spiders... be associated with cats? Is there any clues? What's that even supposed to mean? You find things you never knew were lost in the first place, or perhaps they were forgotten for a reason. Is that like... Is that suggesting that there's like some suppression going on here as well? Because like, if we're going with Omori as a part of Sunny, not necessarily a distinctly different kid. I know I was saying he was a fake child, but really, psychologically, I'm thinking more of him as a part of Sunny, who has the risk of basically subsuming Sunny if Sunny doesn't get his shit together, if he doesn't get his fucking head in the game and work through this stuff. Then, like, everything in Headspace is designed to preserve some sort of comfort for Sunny, sequester things away for Sunny, right? And preserving my memory of the kids, the friends as they were. Mari's here. Everything is like feeble to the might of our slashing blade, right? Like, this is basically a fantasy for us. And I wonder if there's like things that Sunny doesn't want to remember, that maybe like Omori is keeping here as a way of like never letting Sunny interact with these memories again. Like I'm not even able to navigate this place because like what's the puzzle? This is like a puzzle box. We've locked away something. Welcome to the Lost Forest, where you find things you never knew were lost in the first place. Perhaps they're forgotten for a reason. We're supposed to find something here. Do these... Is there any, like... Does this tell me, like, it should be, like, bottom, left, right, up? What if I try that? Left. Right. Oh, shit. Well, that was just a complete accident, but I'll take it. I suppose we all hold secrets. No matter how lost or how deep down we bury them, they find their way back to the other side. So this is some kind of suppression. What did you want to forget, Sonny? To the other side. This journey is too arduous for the faint of heart. Do you wish to leave, children? I'll not blame you. No. So Daddy Longlegs, like, he's the keeper of something we've suppressed. Oh, there's like a cat, bunny or something. Ghost bunny. The thing is just, nothing is a match for the blade. Pristine or not, nothing is a match. That's one thing we definitely didn't suppress, is our swish slash abilities. We'll never forget those. Trying to lose yourself, or have you accomplished that already? Either way, this is the right place. Perhaps that's why you've come here, to finish the job. Okay. Usually we tend to do things we want as opposed to things we say we do. I've never been one for wants. I'm more of a need kind of person. I suggest you look for the exit before your needs become more apparent. What? You're still here. You must have either given up or you have fully embraced your fate. Confession, perhaps, but I'm not the one to tell. No. I do not wish to leave. This lamp was lit recently. There was a boy wandering around here before, very similar to you. He went into the darkness and never came out. How regretful it must have been to never find what he was looking for. Be it regret, defeat, or confusion, no one will know. Okay. I have a wild theory to present to you. First, I'm going to slash this ghost bunny up. I don't want to be disturbed. Are these things even attacking me? I just realized I don't think they are. What if I just run? Can't get away. Yeah, it's not even attacking me. That's strange. Oh, it's just attacking my juice. That's it. Those are sneaky ghost bunnies. Aubrey learned team spirit. Okay, I'll have to check that out. All right, I got a wild theory. I'm breaking out the Brady board for this one. So, there is a very powerful tool that I like to use for self-discovery. And it is called the Johari Window. named for its creators, Joseph and Harrington. So here's how this works. Okay, we have these like 4 quadrants of the window that represent dimensions of the self that we can look at and say, how much do we really know? And where do certain things about our personality live in comparison to others? So these are the 4 categories. There are things that are known to the self and known to others. Okay. This is like really observable parts of your personality, right? We can tell that like Sunny is quiet. He knows that. Everyone else knows that. We'll start filling that in first. Often this is really the basic stuff. Like, I know I'm a therapist, you know I'm a therapist. It could just be like personality characteristics. Like if I feel like I have a good sense of humor and you think so too, like that's all gonna live here, right? This area is called the arena in this model because it's the dimension of the self that receives the most scrutiny, judgment, or any kind of appraisal, good or bad, right? But things can often be contentious there because they're out in the open, right? There's very little vulnerability there. What's known to self and known to others. We then have this area that is not known to self, but is known to others. Not known to self, but is known to others. And that is our blind spot, okay? This is stuff that shows up in your behavior or in your personality that it's like kind of hard for you to see. The classic example is like, I'm not upset. I'm not in a bad mood. Why would you think that? Right? Like anyone else can see. It's known to others, but not known to the self. We're blind to it, right? Because we're suppressing some kind of emotion. We're suppressing some kind of quality of our own. Like there's a lot of denial that goes into the blind spot. It's possible that we're shoving things over that way, or it's possible that we were never aware of them to begin with. Like, for example, that I tend to have like a kind of a negative impact on people in my environment. Like, I think I'm being like sort of witty and fun and charismatic, but like, it's like totally blind to me that everyone finds this like kind of off-putting, right? This all ends up in the blind spot. Other people know this, we don't. We then have things that are known to the self, but not known to others. Known to self, not to others. This stuff is private. It's your secrets. It's your insecurities. The things that we keep behind the facade. There is some stuff that you will take to the grave, right? That you don't publicize to people. It doesn't have to be negative things. There just may be things that you're private about, like certain interests that are just known to you and not known to other people. And it also doesn't have to be like protective. It just could be that like you just haven't had the opportunity to introduce it to people. If you're a very like quiet person, like Sunny is, there's probably a lot that's known to himself that's not to other people, simply because like he just doesn't have the opportunities or the social aptitude to get it out, right? Like it just doesn't come up. If you ever get to know someone who's typically like kind of socially anxious, you start to discover lots of qualities about them that like you never knew existed. And most people don't, because they're kind of hiding behind like the facade of someone who is like nervously protective of more vulnerable parts of themselves. So this can be a very precious, contentious area as well. Then we have the last quadrant. Not known to self, not known to others. The unknown. So here is our window of personality, okay? There are things we know about ourselves and that other people know as well. Very public information. There are things that we know about ourselves that is not known to other people. More private information. There are things that are known to other people but not known to ourselves. Things in our blind spot. And there are things that we don't know about ourselves and no one else does either, okay? And when I think about little Sonny Brady here and his relationship with Omori and this place that we're in, I have a sense that something is about to move around this window for Sonny, whatever we're about to discover here. Because that's a big part of this. Where something starts doesn't necessarily mean that it's there forever, okay? Like things that are in our blind spot that we become aware of, they shoot over here into the arena. Sometimes when we are less protective over something, we bring this up into the arena as well. If there is a kind of suppression going on, it's very possible that we privatize that or push it into the unknown, right? Or something that we are aware of falls into the blind spot, right? There's all kinds of travel that could happen here, but let's get a little profile of little Sonny Brady here. And I won't go too in depth with this because we'll build it over time, but like what's known about him very obviously is that he's quiet, okay? We can see that, everyone else can see that, he can see that. It's known to self, known to others. We know he's grieving. We know that he's a shut-in, but we don't know why. And that's where people on the outside looking in will start to fill in the blanks of why, right? They'll look at the observable information that we can see and say, oh, he's a shut-in, he's quiet, he's grieving. That must be basically all there is. Like, his sister died, he's a shut-in. Of course that makes sense, he's quiet. You know, the case solved. But I wonder what's known by Sonny that's not known by other people about this. Like, specifically, why he is a shut-in. I think there's aspects of that he's aware of that other people aren't. And at the same time, I can also imagine that the consequences of being a shut-in are somewhat in his blind spot. He's been in there for like 3-4 years, was it? Like, it's not super obvious when you're in that depressed state of mind to be hyper aware of all of the things that like we're neglecting or not taking care of. Like, in fact, there's probably so much going on in Sonny's blind spot that anyone who interacts with him like for the first time is like, why is this kid holding a knife in the middle of the park? You know, it's kind of strange. It's kind of strange, okay? Sonny does not seem to be as aware or in tune with that. Like, he just thinks it's normal because he's in fucking headspace. Like, this strange, slashy behavior is kind of in his peripheral at this point. He can't see it. He can't see that it's kind of dangerous, kind of unhealthy. What other people also don't know is that Omori exists. Right? Sonny is aware that Omori exists, we think. Okay, possibly Omori exists sort of on the line here between unknown and facade. But other people do not know about this fantasy world that he's having in his mind. They're not aware of what he cares about because that's all being concentrated here. And he's not verbalizing it. Like, as of the last time we were in the real world, like, the other kids have no idea that Sonny is still so attached to them. Like, Basil seems very confused about what Sonny feels towards him. Aubrey feels very distant to Sonny. Kel's doing his best, but I also think he doesn't have a great read on what Sonny cares about either. He's basically dragging him around. What he cares about, what he feels about most things, no one really knows, right? So, like, he's not just a shut-in physically, he's a shut-in emotionally, to himself even. And so the question becomes, what is here? Because we're in this space right now that's like, we've like suppressed something even further than like, I'm aware of it, but no one else is. We've pushed it down this way. And so Omori really does exist on the boundary of the facade and the unknown. Like, Omori like lives here as this crossroad of taking things that are very uncomfortable about Sonny's life, difficult things to face, and porting them over into the unknown, thinking that that is like a sinkhole that protects him, but really it's making him like kind of vapid in his real life. Like, despite how sensitive the facade is, because it's where you keep like your kind of vulnerable, gooey bits, like it's necessary. It's necessary for the whole person to have a space that is private, a space that you put things that you're very protective of. And if Sonny is like so damaged by what's there that he's just bringing everything, shutting it all down into the unknown, then like he basically loses being his own person. Like Omori may represent this like attempt at being chaotic good, like let's vortex all of your trauma and all of your bad stuff into this like black hole of headspace so that Sunny doesn't have to face it. But at the same time, that makes him so disengaged from anything up here. And so what would it mean to like discover something there in the unknown and bring it into the facade? What would it mean to discover something that you initially suppressed down to the depths? How would you feel about that? What kind of behavior would then show up here? Would it show up in the blind spot first before it comes here? I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that can happen, right? Like, things may get very messy depending on what we find. So let's make a mess. Journey is arduous for the faint of heart. Yes, we are going to make it, though. I've seen lost and I've seen blind, but the combination is unsettling. Perhaps you're hiding away from the right way. Maybe we go to the right. There's a shiny pearl. Morals are lost on the wicked. How does one define malice without intent? Why do you continue down this path when it's most certainly not the right way? I have no idea. There's an old saying about wasting time when living a life that is not your own. Dreams can feel like that, like this forest. Lost. All right, Daddy Longlegs. Reveal to me the unknown. Sometimes when we hide things from ourselves, we create different truths and eventually forget our way. Have you found yours yet, or are you still lost? I'm still lost. Forget all you will or try to. Darkness manifests whether you're aware or not. Hide the uninhabitable. Hide the inhabitable behind ignorance and watch your lie fall. Okay, I'm actually seeing that these are not all the same, so... Okay, so we go right, and then maybe that way. Okay, starting to make it through. Oh. Damn it. And then maybe down. Left. And maybe up. Oh, yes. Okay. I've reached the end of the lost forest, but the beginning of the truth. I'll tell you a story that has been lost through time. A story about the creation of this reality. Oh, okay. So this is like really... We're about to crack the code of Headspace. In the beginning, there only existed two. The dreamer and his room. The dreamer grew weary of his room and created a door that led to many different worlds. Walking the path as a visitor to these worlds, the dreamer would come and go as he pleased. Slips and falls, tumbles and drops. The dreamer's curiosity and clumsy exploration eventually led him to a certain world. One not like the others. One painted with chaos and bathed in darkness. The dreamer slowly became filled with dread. Quiet as they might have been, words of malice quietly crept into his mind. Whispering lies, secrets, and truths. Powerless to silence the noise, the dreamer manifested benevolent entities in his different worlds. Then he compounded his worlds above the dark realm, sealing it with their combined might. Yet despite his valiant efforts, the darkness's presence never abated. Even with new allies, the darkness continued to scrape and scratch at the back of the dreamer's mind. The noise might have subsided, but it never went away. The dreamer could run and bury away his fears, but one still has to face his own reflection. What the dreamer had created was something he could not be a part of, something outside himself. The dreamer's own power was his greatest adversary. Knowledge, or the absence of it, would become the greatest gift. To truly escape the perils of his own faculty and ascend to a blissful state of ignorance, only then would the noise cease to agitate the dreamer's sanity. So the dreamer took on another name and chose to forget himself. From that time on, the dreamer has lived amongst us, simply as an inhabitant of this world, traveling along blissfully, ignorant of his own fabrication. Children, I must warn you. As with all things that are born in and out of this world, an end will threaten this one too. Wait, is that saying what I think it's saying? Is that saying that, like... So, if Omori is, like, not aware of Sunny, then inside of the unknown, which is where Omori lives, is another window for Omori, who is unaware of Sunny in his own unknown. Like they... What? Like that? Omori and Sunny will have their own version of this, essentially, right? Like, and something that threatens Omori's world, right? His own sense of self would be Sunny, like, waking up from this dream, like giving up the dream of headspace, finally, like, reintegrating all of his trauma back into either the arena or the unknown. Thus, like, Omori's own headspace, like, collapsing in on itself with all of this, like, coming back out. The dreamer may have subdued the inexorable. The darkness grows still. No bandage can stifle an eternal wound. And there will be a time where its influence will bleed through. Forgetful the dreamer may be of this peril. The peril never forgets to be. Yet the end of this world may be an inevitability. The dreamer is the only one with the ability that can truly set this world free. So Omori's, like, world, it's gonna have some similar things, right? Like that he's quiet, but not that he's grieving. That's not a part of this world. What's known about Omori in this world is that he's powerful. He knows that. His friends know that. What's known to himself and everyone else in Headspace is that he's safe here. That's not a reality for Sunny. He's not safe. Like, he's in danger. Oh, that's interesting. So there are some parallels, right? They're both quiet, but there's some anti-parallels as well. Omori is safe while Sunny's in danger. For Omori, we're free, right? We're free to explore, to make of this world what we want, where Sunny is shut in. And there's an attempt for Sunny to be powerful in the real world, but he's like not. Like he's swinging his knife around, but like this is not the environment for that. Like it's a shadow of what he's trying to do, where he gets a sense of power in headspace. And so I think what we're seeing there is this anti-parallel between like Sunny and Omori recognize that he's powerful in headspace, but for everyone else, this is like a blind spot observation. Like that's not making him powerful. That's making him dangerous. It's making him more unstable. But Sunny can't see that because Sunny has this like echo, this resonance of like Omori's powerfulness coming out of the knife, sort of bleeding out into his own world. And for Omori, what's known to self but not known to others is like white space. Like whatever that is, it doesn't seem like the other kids are aware of it. What's known to Omori, his self, but not others, is like whatever's going on in his journal. Which now that I'm making this connection that like Omori is not really Sunny so much as he is a part of him. It's the unknown part of him that's like protecting him from this stuff seeping out. Is like the material in his journal. That's not like Sunny's imagination. That's Omori's imagination. It's Omori's material. Maybe it's not fair to translate what's in Omori's journal and apply that somehow to anything to do with Sunny. Like, whatever's in there, it's like he knows what's in there and what it means or how he feels about it, but everyone else doesn't. Like these kids don't. They don't know that while they're hanging around, you know, in the sunshine and rainbows around the playground, like little Omori is like, he's drawing it with blood all over it. And does he even know why? Or is that some of Sunny's traumas sort of seeping in and showing up in Omori's journal? Is white space sort of make that one purple because that's a direct connection. This is getting kind of insane. There's some kind of connection between Sunny's shut-in self and white space. And there's what I'm wondering is like, where do his fears live? What he cares about and what he feels, they're over here, but what I'm wondering is like, there's something about these fears of like heights and water and spiders that like Sunny doesn't seem to really know why. He just does that. He just goes, I don't want to go there, but we don't have a tangible clue yet of why he's afraid of them, nor does Omori. Because Omori just needs to sort of like do a little RPG moment and then he's good. He's over it. But Omori doesn't really know why. Like the fears are also kind of on that bridge, I think, that's connecting them between each other. And neither of them really have a lot of that because it's kind of falling into the sinkhole of Omori protecting Sunny from things, but as Sunny changes in the real world, it's starting to affect Omori as well. And I think what's even more curious is that I'm not even sure Omori has a blind spot because like this is entirely his reality. How could anyone else know something about him that he doesn't know when this is like essentially a world built for him? There's no blind spot material, which makes it very hard to develop because like a big part of learning and growing is realizing like, you know, I learn what the consequences of my lifestyle are. I become aware of them. Someone pulls me out, right? Kel is like making some of this motion for Omori or for Sunny. When someone says, hey, kid, that's a dangerous weapon that you're holding. It's kind of strange, right? Like we may become aware of that and reflect on it in a way that like kind of shocks us to reality. So your blind spot's really important because That's where you can develop trust with other people to show you what's there. Learning to recognize how things slip into your own blind spot is also really good for like self-esteem development, to sort of work your way out of those situations. Yeah, there's a there's a lot going on here. But I think it's suggesting that like if Sunny starts integrating, Omori stops being a container. Oh, there's a letter. Can we interact? No. Okay. So H is not a part of the puzzle then. The fuck was that? So we didn't learn something? Like, we learned, obviously, that how this world was created, how Omori was created, and we learned that Omori is maybe not even aware that Sunny exists, possibly. But we didn't learn what Sunny has suppressed. Which, whatever it is, Omori's also not aware of. Like, if Sunny's suppressing something into his own unknown, it's getting lost in the translative layer of headspace rather than being something that he can integrate at all. It sort of falls out of the entire chart. I don't know. I might have overcooked. I think my brain's fried now. I might have overcooked that one. It might not be that deep. I'm gonna let one of the spider cats pick me up. It does add a wrinkle to their relationship, though, if they're not, like, fully aware of each other. But I think what's becoming clear is that these two worlds can't coexist. Okay, well, we fixed the railroad. Hello, stranger. I am Mush, and my lifelong dream has always been to be eaten and enjoyed. Would you finally grant my wish and eat me? Sure. Yeah, I'll just eat a strange mushroom. You got mush. What? Shit. Maybe I wasn't supposed to do that. Okay, so I got my ass kicked by the rare bear there. Wonder if I'm just, like, not supposed to eat his mushroom, maybe? No, he's gonna fuck me up anyways. Shit! Alright, let's see if I can do it. Where's I gonna make him less angry? Bro is too mad. Okay, well, I tried to fight the bear several times and was unsuccessful. It's a very strong, very rare bear. So, maybe I'm not supposed to yet, or I'm just I'm too much of a weak ass. I will eat this mushroom, though. But I want to leave the bear alone. What the heck is this thing? It's kind of slimy and smells like bad apples. There's more forest on the other side of this lump. Come on, Aubrey, smash the thing to smithereens. Oh, what's this? You're asking me for help, Cal? How rare. Step aside, I'll show you how it's done. I'm gonna give this strange lump all I've got. Well, we've got to slash it first, and then we can smash it. Unless she can do it all at once. Well, this is embarrassing. I guess we should find another way past this thing. Yes, let's do that. Okay, I think we can use the old train tracks to get past it. All right. Well, I think we've collected everything in the area so far. So let's run the train track. And I also wanted to see... I'm just going to check if, like, Hiro has special dialogue with everyone. This place is really overgrown, isn't it? You're so brave for going through this forest. There's even an old Minecraft running through here. I wonder what it was used for. Okay. Hey there, handsome. Or maybe you prefer, what's cooking, good looking? So do you need me to help you with anything? All it costs is your love. Ah, it makes me so sad now to know. Okay. We're ready. Oh, we're speeding up. Damn. Okay. Oh, it's like a castle. Sweetheart's Castle, maybe? Oh, okay. We also have a train station here. So we can actually go revisit some of those things that I wanted to. Basil, are you here? Basil, where are you? Doesn't look like Basil's here either. Hey, look, it's Mari. Yes, there she is. Mari, Mari! Hello, everyone. You all made it through the forest. So proud of you. Mari, I was so scared. Oh no! My feeble little heart. Hiro, this is kind of embarrassing. It's times like these I really wish Basil was here. He could tell Hiro about how spiders are harmless and good for nature or something. Maybe then he wouldn't find them so creepy. I'm not sure if that would help him right now. Oh, Hiro. You're gonna have to deal with this eventually. These things will only get worse over time. Maybe. Maybe I'll naturally outgrow it. You never know what the future brings. Bro. What's even sadder about that scene, knowing that, like, knowing that we just deep dive into, like, all this stuff, is that that's Sunny's idea of Hiro and Mari. Like, the wishfulness for them to be together, potentially, or to at least have each other as supports, is like an idea that Sunny is preserving. Like, think about that for a second. He's not just grieving his sister because he loves her. He's grieving all of the versions of her that she was to all of his best friends. He's attaching all of that stuff to Omori, possibly even forgetting it himself. I guess we don't know if, like, if it's showing up in Headspace, does that mean that Sunny's aware of it or not? I think it said Omori's not aware of Sunny, but Sunny could be aware of Omori. I guess I'm not sure. But that's one of the things that, like, Omori is protecting the part of Sunny that is Omori, the unknown, like the actual manifestation of the unknown, is protecting Sunny from realizing what everyone is missing about her as well. Why would that be? What is he suppressing? if part of that is like this anguish over like not just his relationship with Mari, but all of these kids' relationship with Mari. Like, does he feel like responsible in a way or something? Like it's his sister. Maybe he feels responsible like because without her, like he was the only connection they had left to her and he just sort of disappeared or something. Like maybe Omori was more of the glue to the group than, or sorry, maybe Sunny was more of the glue to the group than Mari necessarily was. Do we have a picnic? Give me something. Get my trauma senses are tingling. The forest is a lot scarier than the one near the playground, and a lot older too. It does have a mysterious air about it, doesn't it? I heard there used to be a huge library filled with books here, but since no one took care of it, over time the library slowly sank into the ground. Who told you that, Mari? That's a good question. Oh. Just some shadows here and there. If you focus, you could see them too. Whatever. Reading is boring. Bless his heart. Who wants to read anyways? I'm a sports kid. Where's the library now, Mari? Well, if I were to guess, I'd say it would be right beneath us. Like, underground? Yeah. Somewhere around here, probably. What? So she, like, speaks with shadow people. I mean, there is, like, a potential for some survivor's guilt. All of the kids are survivors of the trauma of losing Mari, but Sunny especially. I mean, he's a sibling. It's gonna hit him harder. There's a potential that, like, I don't know, maybe he feels some guilt over, like, yeah, disappearing from everyone's life at the same time as they all lose Mari. There's a... I'm so relieved you all finally showed up. The forest is full of creepy crawlies. I'm sure it sure is giving me the heebie-jeebies. Not to mention I keep hearing skittering overhead. Seems like it could be something potentially dangerous, so you should probably rest up. Oh, so there's a library quest actually. What is he suppressing? He feels like personally bad about it. I mean, is it that simple that, like, his sister passed away and he's just having such extreme grief that it's, like, caused this psychological break that he's invented a whole world and Omori and all of that stuff? But it has to have been, like, particularly bad death. Or did he find her or something? Oh, jeez. That would seriously That would seriously damage. I wouldn't be surprised to learn that, like, yeah, he found her or something. Like, just the complete unwillingness to sort of accept that image and just completely start sending everything down the vortex of Omori and the unknown. And then she shows up here in Omori's world as like just the perfect representation of herself. Just the complete inversion of like whatever it meant to him to find her. Maybe she like drowned or something. Maybe she fucking drowned. Oh, that could be it. Like finding her in the water or something. Like, it's a terrible, terrible image, but oh man, I don't know. There's like a guiltiness to it though, that the fact that like it's a concern for him, that's like a kind of a painful thing that like other people don't get to experience a future with Mari as well. And Aubrey's friendship with Mari, like there's like a guiltiness about that. Maybe he found her or something. Oh man, I really don't want to watch that scene. But we have to. I mean, I face this kind of stuff all the time, unfortunately. Like, yeah. I've done some really tough therapy sessions that are like, you know, the day of or the day after someone found a loved one passed away. None of my like qualifications really matter at a moment like that. Like, there's no expertise that teaches you how to hold space for that, other than just to be empathetic. And there's an urgency for you to like want to try to solve the problem in some way, or provide some kind of context or say something. But like, really, you can't. There's no easy way to do that. And I've been in that situation for an adult. I can only imagine for a kid, like little Sonny Brady. Sonny, he's so. There's got to be some serious stuff there that caused this like all of this going in here, and the parallels and the anti-parallels, and this whole other person that exists that's like an inversion of all these things, but is sort of like also bleeding out here. Like there was not a simple death. Like, whatever happened, if he saw it or found her or something, like that's got to be where it all just sort of broke. Fuck, man. It's gonna break me. It's gonna fucking break me. Well, I'm gonna pause here. Next time we go into the castle. Or maybe next time we'll take a little detour and do some of those side quests. We'll go check out the ladder that we missed in the forest. Do a little snooping around, do some little side quests, and then we'll enter the castle. And, you know, this is all headspace stuff, so if there's not like a ton of story content, I'll just sort of cut through it to make sure the series doesn't last literally forever. But you never know. A little sideways bit of dialogue could have us go on a whole another theory arc. So that's the beauty of this game. beautiful tragedy of it. So I'll see you again for the next one soon.